Hi, welcome to Carrie's Corner, and today I'm going to be talking about a Christian's view on Halloween. And as you can see from my background picture, it's a spooky bunny, so it's a little bit weird to be staring back at the spooky bunny. But I just want to give a little idea of where we stand on Halloween. So I'm going to be reading from John 15, and it's about the vine and the branches. So it's not really a typical Halloween verse, but I'm going to tie it in here, so be patient. So John 15, starting at verse 1, I am the true vine, Jesus says, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit he prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me as I remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. This is to my Father's glory, that you may bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. Now you may be looking at me and saying, what in the world does this have to do with Halloween? What in the world? So I want to just talk about being the true vine and being the branches of Jesus. What does that mean? And this can be applied to everyday life, but especially to Halloween, because you see so many people, Christians and non-Christians alike, saying, well, what do you believe about this? Obviously, non-Christians say, hey, it's a really good holiday. It's a devil's holiday. We get to celebrate it. Sometimes Christians say it's a devil's holiday. You should not celebrate it. And this is applicable to any part of life, being the branches of Jesus Christ. What would he have us to do? Now, anything in life, the devil takes and makes it worse. He takes God's perfect number 7 and he makes that corrupt. He takes God's rainbow and makes that absolutely corrupt, and different things like homosexuality. So the devil can pervert and twist anything. But I believe we have to take it back as God's people. We have to take back what God intended for good. Now, I'm not saying he intends Halloween for good, but something as a rainbow, the enemy perverts and makes it really bad for homosexuality. That's just an example. He perverts everything. Instead of 7 colors, he makes it 6 colors, just one off. It's a 99% truth for a 1% lie. So how do we apply this to Halloween? So a lot of people say it's bad, it's the devil's holiday. I disagree. Our days are made for Jesus. Our days that we are alive, we are to use every moment, every piece, every second of that for Jesus. Now, we don't always do it. Sometimes we sin, we fall short. But I believe God wants us to use every opportunity to tell people about him. So what better time? A bunch of people out that normally wouldn't know Jesus, that you get to minister to, that you get to talk to. What better time? People coming to your door. You can't even ask for a better opportunity than that. So I am of the mindset we have to make it for the glory of God. We cannot look like the world in doing this. I believe anything like witches, ghosts, anything like that. I would never dress my children up like that. I think that's demonic. So we can't follow the demonic pattern of Halloween. But how would we tie it in? I believe when people come to your door, take time to talk to them about Jesus. If they're there with their kids, with their costumes, go buy a bunch of gospel tracts, hand it out with your candy. Talk to people and spark conversation about it. I think that's so important. When you look at that, what does it mean to be the branches of Jesus? Apart from me, it says you can do nothing. So if you do this on your own strength, if you just hand out candy and gospel tracts and just call it at that, you got nothing. But if you do it and you pray for the people coming to your house, if you do it, ask God to open doors, whether he opens one or not in that moment, if you pray and ask God and make it about him and not you, I believe God can do something really powerful in that. So again, I believe that we're not to look like the world in this. We're not to, obviously dress up as witches and goblins and all those things, and glorify in that. But I believe that we're supposed to glorify in God, because apart from me, you can do nothing. So when we make it about ourselves and glorifying ourselves, then God's not going to honor that. But when we use this and we are truly his branches and cling to that vine, I believe that's something that's so special that God can use. Our days are in his hands. I believe that's something that we can really cling to and make applicable in our life today. So when you're celebrating Halloween, pray about it, ask God to reveal to you what you would have, what he would have you to do. Because I can sit here, a lot of people can sit here and give you pros and cons about it. Do I believe it's a devil's holiday? Absolutely, I do. But I believe we can turn that around for God's glory. I believe we can make it about Jesus. It doesn't have to be about all these spooky things, about the candy. It doesn't have to be about the dressing up. It can be about Jesus. If he tells you to do something, then I say go ahead and do it. But don't do it for your own glory, because you will be disappointed every single time. God won't honor that, and apart from him, you can do nothing. So I encourage you that this holiday is coming up. Pray for the people coming to your door. Pray for people that you'd run across on the street, or maybe a trunk or treat in a church. I really encourage you to do that. Pray and seek God and have him show you what to do about this holiday. And I hope you have a good weekend, guys.